Common Sense Success Business Practice 111 is Dress for Success.
I was at a National Speakers Association national convention. I attended a program called Dress for Success. The speaker gets up in front and he says, I want you to introduce yourself to the person next to you. I want you to tell them why you wore what you wore to this meeting today. Well, I did that. I introduced myself to the person next to me. They introduced themselves to me, and they started making an excuse for why they dressed like they did that day. They were not dressed to fit the occasion. You know, I had a suit on, and I was dressed to fit the occasion, and they were just kind of shabbily dressed. And so the speaker said, time's up, and he said, if you made an excuse for what you wore today, you did not dress appropriately for this occasion. I thought, wow. I don't never want to be in that situation. I also understood that 65% of the impression I make on people is the way I appear. So, I take it very seriously. Now, I'm not really good at matching up clothes, but you know, my wife is great. So, she read all the books, taught me how to match things up, and she would match my clothes up in my closet. We would do a little test before I went to an occasion and said, okay, now, what should you wear that fits this occasion? It always pays to be a little bit overdressed than underdressed. So, when I'm going to a sporting event, I don't wear a three-piece suit. Although one time I did get caught. In Houston, I was going to a rodeo. I was invited to a rodeo after I did this seminar, and I and one other person from India were the only two people out of about 40,000 had a suit on. But we sure could identify with each other. And that was one of those occasions where I was not dressed appropriately.
Well, you say appropriately. I think I used to hear this Dress for Success, and I would think, I'm a photojournalist. I mean, I lay down in cow poop, to take photographs. I mean, and I used to think, oh, Dress for Success. I mean, I got to work in jeans and, and wool sweaters because they don't hold smell that long. But you say dress appropriately. That's
the key word, appropriately. You look kind of silly in a three-piece suit laying out in the cow manure, and I believe you would be considered not very smart. Wouldn't be common sense to do that. It's not common sense to go to, like I said, an athletic event with a three-piece suit on, and unless you're doing it right after business. So, those are things that you got to take in consideration. If I'm going out to a picnic, a company picnic, I'm going to dress appropriately. That means I'm not going to be the most gaudy-looking person there. Do I want to show too much skin there? But I certainly want to fit in with what they're wearing.
But back to the sort of more traditional understanding of this, you did have a dress code in your business.
Absolutely.
And how did this help? Because a lot of people balk against this, and I know the trend, we call it, the Microsoft trend, was to dress down in the office place.
Yeah, they were just the opposite from IBM. IBM had dressed up, Microsoft had dressed down, whether that was because they were just competing with each other or not. But in our company, we had our employees actually develop our dress code, or our associates. And we said, we want to develop a dress code that will put us in a position to impress our clients, or the guests to our company, more than any other way we can do that. So by making our objective to impress our guests, we came up with a dress code that was very appropriate.
Great.